So today we're doing this stream. It's my first time like streaming, trying to do something different. Uh, I put the challenge to myself to every day I'll try something different for YouTube, just for learning, just to see if this is what I really want to do, if this is something that I really like. And so far I'm enjoying like sharing my passion, trying to improve my English and Portuguese, and talking about things that I love: anime, movies, games. It's been real fun. Today, what I really wanted to talk about, I was a really big fan when I was a teenager. I did martial arts. I did karate for 10 years, so I was really fond of martial arts movies. I used to do like try to do that Van Damme stunts, and I really loved all these movies. Like one time I was kicking a palm tree in my, not a palm tree, it's like a tree, a small tree in my father's house and in my grandfather's house, and he was like yelling me, "Oh, you fucked up all of the small trees! Oh shit!" And so I was really having fun with that, and I used to watch the movies and try to do what I was seeing in the movies in training in the street. People will call me crazy. So just for the context that martial arts and movies, action movies, is a thing that I really enjoyed when I was a kid, and I still enjoy it. So I think the top three movies are John Wick 4, Extraction, and Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning. So let's just be honest. I know what you're thinking. For me, Fast and the Furious doesn't count. I hated that movie. I hate it, and the reason why I hate it, I don't want to speak that much about it, but reason why I hate it is because it's not about cars anymore. It's all about it's like Marvel. It's a Marvel superhero. It's all of them doing superhuman stuff. The only good thing about that movie was Jason Momoa, and it is too much. Some of the things that happen in this movie that we're gonna talk is also a bit too much. But all the movie is too much for me. Fast and the Furious is not my type of movie, and I don't think that it'll be on this contenders list for the best action movie of 2023 for now. Okay, for now. There's so many good movies coming. Dune is also coming. And I think there's lots of good movies that can be also a contender. Let's talk about these three, and I would be really glad if you give me suggestions. If what do you think that I missed or I can talk about in these movies, because since I don't have that much time, I'll do like three things. I'll do story, action scenes, fight scenes, and acting and casting. Okay, if I feel like the whole crew and even the lead, it was really good in the movie. Okay, so let's talk. Let's try to go about like story. Like first of all, like story. Who of the three has the best story? Okay, this is a tricky one because I have to say, in the story department, I I really love John Wick because of the narrative, of the world building all of the things that they do and they set up in this movie. Like, and they try to finish in a really cool way, and also they put in a lot of characters, and they put a lot of backstory and things about Keanu and John Wick's character. Uh, First of all, that's one of the things that I really enjoyed, and I really think that maybe this is the first. Maybe this is the first, but I will call it a little bit of a draw or tie with Mission Impossible because of this thing. I think Mission Impossible has one really good thing about it. Mission Impossible does an amazing thing that it really the let's say they're not the villain, but the thing that they are fighting or the antagonists is an AI, and that is so cool. The idea is so different. It's so fun. It's a lot of the way that they do, especially in the first part of the movie. If you've seen my reviews, you already know it, so I'm not gonna take that much time. But in the first part, they do what they, the first part of the movie, when they do what they usually do, that use the gadgets and use their technology to get ahead of the other competition, the agents, and then the AI starts to mess with them, and that is really fun. That is a really cool thing that I haven't seen in another action movie. And I really, one of the things that I really like when I'm watching, I watch a lot of movies. So for me, originality is really good. As a dancer, for me, it's also being original is really good. So if I couldn't give it a tie, maybe I would give it to Mission. I cannot say that it is Mission Impossible. I cannot say because of the villain and the backstory with the villain is not very well. I'll just call it a tie. Let's call it a tie. And Extraction, even though the story is better than the first one, I don't think that the narrative is that much. There's that much stuff happening. Okay, they give the backstory. There's his ex-wife, and they give what happened with his. So there was a problem with YouTube, and I don't know what happened. Things like that happen all the time. But my first time streaming, that's how it is. Stuff happens. So I was saying that you get in Extraction, we get some more backstory about the character, about his ex-wife, about his child, and why he's like that. So, and at the same time, it's cool, but it's not that good as the things that I said about Mission Impossible, and as I said about John Wick. So let's give it up for Mission Impossible and John Wick, and then Extraction as a third. Let's go for what it really matters: the action and the fight scenes. Okay, I'll give you like 10 seconds just to think. Well, for you, if you're, I sometimes I think like that. When you think about a movie and an action scene, there's the most epic fight scenes in action movies all have a scene that you cannot get out of your mind. And do you think that in these three movies, what has the best action scene or fight scene that makes you completely amazed? Yeah, for me, it's the fight scene that it's coolest is in John Wick. John Wick has so much cool stuff. He's like so good. But first, let me talk about the let's go in the opposite, like the third. I think Mission Impossible has the worst action, and for two things. First, the fight scenes. There's a fight scene where the villain fights with a girl, and the fight scene is so bad, and it like you can completely say that this guy is too old, he's not in shape, and the way that they do the skipping of the scenes, you can totally see that it's not him doing it, and it's so bad. You cannot. It's so. You've seen the girl that she's fighting. Now, spoiler territory right now. You're seeing that the girl that she's fighting, she kicked the butt of 4 or 5 guys, like doubled his size and quicker and faster. And that slow guy, like they try to do like a really dumb, like he can skip all the punches, and it's like an amazing fighter, and it really sucks. Like when you have you seen the movie Troy, when Brad Pitt does, he moves so smoothly, and he moves like so quick, and he has that style, that nuance. It makes it look easy, but it isn't. and his movement is so cool because he perfected it. And when you try to do like like skipping a punch or doing like a fight scene, and it doesn't look like that. It doesn't look like he's like doing like this, but because he knows that the punch is coming, I think that fight scene completely sucked. And there's another part in the movie. I'm not bashing the movie. I love the movie. Let's be honest. I'm not. No, don't be mad at me. And there's another action scene when he goes by. He goes in the train. And the guy is about to kill the girl, and then Ethan Hunt goes in the train. He goes. The train is like this, and he goes like that, and destroys the car. Instantly, it knocks the guy out. Like Ethan Hunt must have the most powerful kick in the world, or momentum. First of all, he would be completely splashed. No more Ethan Hunt. He died. Finito. That's the first thing. Second thing, the probability of that happening, it will be like so in a 0.1111111% of happening. So that threw me off a little bit. And then Extraction has that fight scene in the prison that is really dope. That is really dope. Is the way they do one-shot scenes is really good. It's really good, and I really think that they're trying. And the thing is, I really think that they are trying things in Extraction, even though it's not in the level of John Wick. They are trying, and even though Chris Hemsworth is not a martial artist like Keanu Reeves, that he's done The Matrix, did a lot of movies, martial art movies. It's a different type of fighting. Let's say that the fight scene from John Wick, it's completely different. But they both use gun fu, and even the gun fu is different. But I still prefer what happens in John Wick. John Wick has so many good fights, so many. Even the one with Scott Adkins, that fight, and it's so cool. He's like so fatty, and the movement is like so fast, like in a character in the anime. It's so cool. The scene with Donnie Yen, the fight scene with Donnie Yen and the other guy who does, what's his name? I think it's Masashi. No. But that guy is amazing. It's the guy who does Scorpion in Mortal Kombat. Sub-Zero, no. Scorpion, the Scorpion. Yeah, I was right. The guy who does Scorpion, Sub-Zero. That guy has like a character and has a presence in those scenes. Damn, that guy is amazing. And now all the casting in John Wick was really amazing and really good. So yeah, for me, John Wick has the best fight scenes. I know maybe sometimes they're a little bit exaggerated, like the part when he rolled down from the stairs, boom, 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 then he has to go up again. And I have to say that the end disappointed me a little bit. I was hoping a really epic fight scene with Donnie Yen. They don't even fight; they just shoot at each other. That disappointed me a little bit, but I really think that it has the best fight scenes and the best action. Even though, if you want to see stunts, if you want to see something really crazy, if you're more in the Fast and the Furious direction, you're gonna love. If you're fun, if you love that type of spy thriller, I think even though for me these two are better, you're gonna love Mission Impossible more. And let's go for the cast, the acting. A little bit the overall. I'll start by the leads. These three, I think Chris Hemsworth is not. Saying the word sounds so bad because these three movies are amazing. But if I had to choose, Chris Hemsworth is the worst of the three. Let's be honest. It's not that he's bad. He's amazing in his part, but like Tom Cruise and Keanu Reeves, they have something, and they are really that part. Like It's tough to compete with someone like Tom Cruise is Ethan Hunt, Keanu Reeves is John Wick. They are completely in their role. It's really hard to mess up. And one has like 7 or 6 movies, the other one has 4. He's only has 2. So okay, let's give it a round of applause for Chris Hemsworth. And in second, let's say in second, it's close, but I think I'll go with Tom Cruise and Ethan Hunt. Ethan Hunt has such a charisma, such a presence. He has such a one-liner. I really had so much fun in the other movie when he was like in the bathroom scene with Henry Cavill. That was really good. I think that that movie has better action than this one, the latest one. But we're talking about this one. But I really think like Ethan Hunt has a really charisma. He has different. It's not in a James Bond type of way that he has to do some things or get the girls to look cool. Ethan Hunt doesn't need to be cool. He's cool, and that is where I really feel refreshing. He uses all the gadgets and he's like in really stressful situations, but he keeps his cool and he tries to get away with it. And the way that he runs, it's also funny. I have to say, I dig a lot. There was one scene in Mission Impossible 2 that they kick the sand and then he gets the gun. I remember watching that scene with my friend Jose Martin in the movie. We were little kids, and I was so cool. We tried when we got home. We tried like just kicking and doing it, and to be honest, it didn't work. But it was funny, and it was really funny, and I really enjoyed that movie, and I really enjoy how Tom Cruise and this character, like they are always trying to go a little bit above and beyond of what they already did, and I respect it. Even though sometimes it's the same as with Mission Impossible, which Fast and the Furious, it's the same. You try to go always like this. There's a moment where it all falls apart. And even with John Wick, they try to do it's like the goes. It's almost like an action superhero movie where they're doing impossible things. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work that much. Going to our first position, John Wick and Keanu Reeves. I have to say, you already know that I'm not being biased, but that's my favorite movie. That's my Keanu is amazing. Like Keanu is really cool. Keanu is that John Wick. Like the way that I'll say a bold thing. I really think like people this starting to do this kung fu and this type of movies had a really big impact. John Wick and Keanu Reeves had a big impact in action movies coming again on the top. I really think that because first movie there was no, let's say not zero expectations, but the bar was here, and then when people saw the movie, it was, whoa, this movie's like that. And every other movie like tried to go to the bar, Equalizer, raise the bar also, and it's really cool like seeing these type of movies. And John Wick, it's amazing. Like Keanu loves doing that part, and it shows when an actor loves what he's doing, when the actor is in love with his craft. And to be honest, even though Keanu is my favorite person, I'll say that in acting skills, maybe he's the least, the worst actor of them all. I've seen Tom Cruise done amazing things, and I'll never forget that movie. Like, if you want to see Chris Hemsworth in a really different role, see the movie Rush. It's a really good movie. It's a F1 movie, and he wouldn't completely nail it. Totally different from all the movies that he's been doing, but that is a good movie if you want to see Rush. It's a little bit old. I think it was like Thor 2's time. I don't know, maybe 2018, 19. But Rush is a really cool movie. I should see it. As the other cast, the other members, and all the things that surround it, I really think like all the movies, all these three movies has really good cast. But what differentiates to me is like the villain. Like in Mission Impossible, the villain I hate it, but I have to say that the villain in Extraction is also that good. And in John Wick again, both, let's say, if you say that Donnie Yang is the villain, and you say that the I don't remember the guy, but Bill Skarsgård character is the villain, you have both of them are really bad, because you have the one who can do the fighting, he can match, you can see that he can match. That's the first time Donnie has those two scenes when he can, when you see how he fights, and it's completely different. And the scene when he kills the other character, the let's say Scorpion from Mortal Kombat, how did I forget his name? Damn. When he fights with that guy, you can really see this guy can go toe to toe to John Wick. In their first encounter, you really think maybe he's gonna win. Maybe this guy's gonna put John Wick in a really tough spot, and that is no small feat. And we have also Scott Adkins' character, and the other guy who does with the dogs and the tracker is really cool as well. Yeah, there's a really cool cast, but again, I think John Wick has the best cast and the best villain, and I'll say Mission Impossible is the second, because the guys that are surrounding like Ethan and Tom Cruise, they are really fun, they are charismatic. The other girl, I'm forgetting so many names today, it's so bad, but the other girl, like, it's so cool, she's also really cool in the movie, and they give them cool stuff to do, and that makes them not look boring. As when I think about Extraction, the action is really better, and as there's more explosions and more stuff happening, but I think that this is like Chris Hemsworth and other actors. This is Chris Hemsworth's show, and the others are surrounding it. It's like when you're having a team and you're building around Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo. I really think that Extraction is really on the shoulders of Chris Hemsworth. And for that, I have to say Extraction in third, second Mission Impossible, and first John Wick. And the overall, we already talked a lot about this, and yeah, being honest, for me, it's tough. It's really tough, because Extraction has better action for me, but Mission Impossible has better story. So depends, and it's completely different movies. One is a spy thriller, and the other one is an action military movie. But let's try. I have to decide. I'll put it. And I think I'm being mad about Mission Impossible just because I was a little bit disappointed. But I'll say Extraction third. Second, Mission Impossible as a movie. First, John Wick. That's gonna be my final choice. Even though Extraction is as an action movie is a better movie. As an action movie is a better movie. But I'll say that in my opinion, as a movie, yeah. So when we were talking about action movies, so okay, I'll just say that John Wick is my favorite action movie of 2023 so far. So what's your favorite movie of 2003? Your favorite action movie, your favorite fighting movie? In a year that is so full of fighting games, full of so many cool things, what's your favorite? I would like to know, and give me your thoughts. Just put like your opinion about these three. Have you seen all the three? Are you gonna watch? Is fighting in action movies your type? Just like put your opinion down below. I would really love to get your opinion and just share, because none of this is fun if I don't share with other people's, like, to know what you're thinking, to know how how do you feel, because different opinions is also really cool to see. Like the way that I see things is probably not the way that you see things, and that is really cool and that is magical. Sometimes I talk with my friends and they completely love movies that I don't love, and and for different reasons. And sometimes they change my opinion as well. So give me your thoughts. What's your between these three, or even if it's Fast and Furious or the other one, put it down below. I would love to know. And we'll see you in the next one, next video. Okay, subscribe, give me a like, help with the channel. It's gonna be help a lot with the algorithm, since the I'm starting it. It would be really cool if you can share it, and if you could put it that like, and we'll see in the next one. Okay, peace.